Hi, I'd like to welcome everybody to B&B Cactus Farm in Tucson, Arizona. We're about 5 miles from the east entrance of Saguaro National Park. So come with me and we'll go take a look at some of the cool plants at B&B Cactus Farms. This greenhouse has pin cushions or mammillarias. We have phthalo cacti from the Chihuahuan Desert. We've got a huge variety of different species of barrel cacti. Columnar cacti, hence plants that get columnar, get very large. One of our favorite ones here locally from the Sonoran Desert is a saguaro. This guy from a seed is about 4 to 5 years old. It's the icon of the Sonoran Desert. Here's smaller seedlings. These are 18 to 24 months old from seed. They can't be done from cutting. They're all done from seed. So it's a slow process. The greenhouse next to us is all succulents, non-cacti. And we have other greenhouses with like adeniums and agaves and euphorbias. And a neat thing outside is a display garden which started in '83, showing what these small plants turn into after 40 some years. And the gift of life for cacti is water and fertilizer. The perception is they're plants that don't need water, and that's not the case. They are low water but opportunistic. If they have the resource, they capitalize on it. They're succulent, and they absorb water and store it. So the adage goes, all cacti are succulents, but not all succulents are cacti. So this is a group of plants that basically stores their water in a stem.
When walking the grounds of B&B, you'll notice the wide variety of rocks and aggregates they offer. This is because they know the key to success with cacti and succulents is providing them products like In Situ that have all the minerals they need.
And the reason we put a top dressing on this rock is to preserve the moisture. We're hand watering everything here by hand. So having the rock cover holds moisture because we're dealing with 4 to 6% humidity a lot of the year. There can be wind and high heat, and these plants dry out quickly. So having a top dressing on them is important to preserve the moisture. And today we're going to take some plant material and pot it up into In Situ top dressing and show you the whole process. Our mix is just 2 ingredients. It's 3/8 pumice screened. There's no fines. It's just 3/8 screened, and it's compost, basically plant material. I'm going to take a terracotta 8-inch pot. Has a very large hole in it. I don't want the soil to work through that, so I'm going to put on a screen cover that's drainage to keep the fine material from going through. When I take our mix, I like to pre-moisten it so that it adheres together and doesn't come out in layers. So I'm going to stir this up and mix it up. The real proof in the pudding, so to speak, is giving your plants a good foundation in life to grow in. So drainage is a must. You have to have a drainage hole. Today, we're going to use a cool plant that occurs in the Chihuahuan Desert and the surrounding areas. It's a coryphantha. It's a multi-headed, frost-hardy cactus from the Chihuahuan Desert. The original seedling is this large head, starting to make offsets. So in time, it'll make a multi-headed plant, and eventually these will be the size of oranges, and it can get to 18 inches across. This has been in this pot. This was a 6-inch pot. This was in here for about probably 12 to 14 months. I'm going to soften the root ball, so we don't want to just put a plug into the pot. It isn't going to set the plant back. We're going to disturb the roots. We're not cutting them, we're just softening them up so that they can invade the new potting soil that's fresh. I'm not bare rooting it like I'm going to ship it. It's just an amount here. You can see the stem. We're going to cover that up so that you don't see that in the new pot. So we want to get it centered. If you're going to plant it, you can always do it a little bit on the low side. You can always lift it up. It's harder if it's too high to get it settled back down in. Then I'm going to take our mix, put it in. Then here at B&B, we use a time-released fertilizer. It's granular, a 270-day duration, so it lasts 9 months. I put a fair amount of that in halfway into the soil mix. Lightly tamp this down because there'll be some settling. So I'm going to take the end of the trowel and just take out the air pockets, holding on to the plant so it doesn't wobble. Brush off the excess. Look at it from the side, see where it's low. It needs a little bit more soil. And I've given plenty of room for the offsets to grow. People always ask, well, like, when do you water and when do you repot? So the watering, initially we're not going to water this because we've disturbed the roots. This doesn't have leaves, so it's not going to wilt. In about 4 or 5 days, I'll give it a moderate watering. And now at this point, we've got it level. Now comes the fun part. We're going to be a new retailer of In Situ Chihuahua and open this up. This is the one of 3 different varieties they have. This is the Chihuahua mix. We're going to open the bag, it's convenient, and we're going to just sprinkle it around the top. It comes out in different particle sizes from fines to about, looks like 3/8 particle material. It's going to go on, showing how to use their product. We're doing a Coryphantha using their Chihuahua mix. And then one of the tricks of the trade are forceps. I like to use bright green ones, so if you lose them, they stand out really well. And we're not trying to save on the mix. We're trying to make a nice, relatively thick coating, about a 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch. I'm going to add some more. There is going to be some settling when we water it, so we want it to look nice. And there's some of the more coarse material on top, which makes it look more realistic. And ultimately, when we water it in, it's going to lock down that mix and look really cool. So there we've got it. It's level, straight, weed-free, pest-free, and the only thing we haven't added is the last bit is to water it in so that it settles the dust and the particles and makes it look more natural. And this can be left in this pot, depending on how you grow it, probably for 4 or 5 years before it has to be transplanted.
Like and subscribe, and follow East Austin Succulents and Fireproof Plants on Instagram.